Cuba, very exciting. I'm sure all the KFI listeners really want to hear your thoughts on the different places that you've been to, your opinions. Is there anything that stood out to you the most, or you think something they're going to be amazed by?
Well, first of all, both bus loads loved the trip. I got an incredible amount of positive feedback, which you don't get often from the KFI crowd. So, the fact that many people were happy with all we did. I think people, this is like what they call a people-to-people tour, a culture tour. You're going to go to schools and churches and meet with like some elderly groups, and you're going to see a lot of performances by the kids and by the elderly and artworks, and you're going to get a real sense of the spirit of the Cuban people. That they have a government that is unusual. I know you're going to be seeing this while driving around in Cuba, so I'm going to be very careful here, okay? And the system they have is unlike anything you've ever imagined. It is.
Or ever wanted.
Well, yes, you said that, so you're going to the Cuban Gulag, okay? Guantanamo Bay is just right down the road. It's really a different life, and people are going to say, "Wow, there's a lot of restrictions here." But I think that's caused people to, their personalities bubble up powerfully, and they love expressing themselves in their music. There's a lot of music and in their artwork, much more than you would see in most neighborhoods in America. And also you see how they value things. We have here you see all the 1950s cars going around, and they're really beautiful. But look how they're careful. They look new, like they came off the showroom in 1953. Shiny, beautiful paint jobs, restored interiors, and there's just hundreds of them everywhere. And they haven't gotten many new cars imported into the country, none from America since the late 50s. So they really hold on to it and value it, whereas in America we toss cars away every 2 years. It's a very disposable society that we have, and we constantly are buying more and more things and throwing out the old. They don't. You'll see some artwork they made out of old rusty car parts. It's beautiful because that's only the old materials they have. And so it's you start saying, I wouldn't want to live like this, but then you say, wow, there's some qualities here that I wish we had in our country. Because there's appreciation for things, conservation of things, not just mindlessly throwing everything out and then buying more and more and more when you don't really need it. So you end up with a lot of mixed feelings. You end up feeling like, you feel sorry for the people at times, and at times you feel a little jealous of them. They have a different kind of freedom. They don't have freedom by any normal way we would define it, but there's something else going on because they're not in the rat race. They're not in the treadmill chasing something that in the end maybe doesn't matter that much. So it's, I don't want to say too much because I think everybody ought to have their own experience and process it their way, but you'll find yourself from day to day going through different emotions. Some days you're going to say, how could they, live like this? And other days it's like, wow, I wish we had some of that, So.
And how was the group received? Were the people very friendly?
Yes, very. Yeah, they're happy to have us. Americans have mostly not been there for a long time, and of course we loom very large in their history. And for us to come and we're warm and smiling and giving them little presents and laughing and applauding their shows, they really love the attention.
So are we novelty? Because it has mainly been European influence.
We are novelty. Yeah, I'm telling you, you give a cab driver an extra 5 coops, the money. I thought one guy was going to kiss me on the lips. He was so appreciative. You could tell they're really moved, which I had read somewhere that if you give them extra tip, because they're getting $20 a month. So I gave a guy an extra $5, and he moved towards me. This was a middle-aged, gray-haired guy, and it's I thought he was really going to kiss me and hug me, and because